Nepal versus Ethiopia. Which is the better investment? By Elizabeth Hyla. In 1846, Nepal was ruled by the Rana family as a dictatorship. Huang Rana was an ally with Britain, and that's how they became colonized by Britain. In 1951, Nepal became independent. In 1962, the Panchayat Constitution was enacted. Then, in the 1990s, King Mahendra was overthrown by Congress. This led to Nepal's constitutional monarchy period. This lasted until 2008, when Nepal's first president was elected and became a democracy. From 1889 to 1913, Ethiopia was a royal dynasty. This is when Italy colonized Ethiopia. A few years later, they went to war because the treaty was broken, and this is when Ethiopia gained their independence from Italy. Tafari was crowned emperor in 1930 and ruled until 1975. That is when he was strangled. 3 years of chaos then emerged, and Major Mengistu Haile Mariam took control. The economy then declined. In 1991, Chairman Meles Zenawi took over and turned Ethiopia into a democracy. Unfortunately, over the years, both Ethiopia and Nepal have seen a decrease in gross domestic product growth, or GDP growth. Nepal has also consistently had a lower GDP growth. However, when it comes to GDP per capita, Nepal has a greater increase over the years. Nepal has a lower poverty gap and unemployment rate. Nepal and Ethiopia have a similar Gini coefficient. Overall, Nepal has lower poverty in their country. Literacy rate is higher in Nepal than Ethiopia. This has a correlation to Nepal's lower poverty gap. With better educated citizens, they can live better lives. Nepal also has a lower mortality rate. This has a lot to do with that they have a higher access to clean water and are better ranked in electricity availability. This also has to do with their higher literacy rate. Better educated people live longer. Both countries are democratic. However, Ethiopia has a heavier influence from the civil law, and Nepal has a heavier influence from common law. Ethiopia ranks better than Nepal in rule of law. Ethiopia has a better control on corruption and also has a more effective government compared to Nepal. It is easier to receive credit and register for property with Nepal. Even though Ethiopia ranks better at getting electricity and paying taxes, Nepal still ranks higher for starting a business. Nepal would be the better country to start a business in. They have a higher GDP per capita and higher literacy rate. This means there are more educated people in Nepal. Even though Ethiopia has a higher GDP growth rate, it would be better and safer to invest in Nepal